Hello tankers, it's me and welcome back to some more World of Tanks console. And yes, that's right, 3 marks on the T30. Was I going for it? Well, not really, I'm just grinding T30, it's almost done. Well, actually it is done by the time I put this video out. Yeah, so I just kind of came across it, and it wasn't actually too hard. The T30 was a bit like the T28 prototype. A lot of people say it's trash, but this thing is beast. It is beast mode. Anyway, before I talk about that, this map, this game mode, Assault, on this map mode, the first minute of the game dictates how the rest of the game goes on. I'm in a tier 10 game. There's some badass tier 10 tanks up on that hill, but when you're going for barrel marks, or just, you know, trying to grind out your tanks as quickly as possible, a lot of you will know this anyway, the first minute of a game is super important. If you can get to certain spots and hold them at the start of a game, unlike, you know, Spick Panzer just being useless there, not actually spotting anything like they normally do these days. Yeah, if you can get to a good spot, especially the spot your tank needs. You might have seen in that little intro clip, there's another tier 9 TD I'm grinding in a minute, the Conway. I really wanted to love the Conway, but I've learnt to not love it. In fact, I quite dislike it now. It has nothing that the T30 has. Why did I come here in the T30? Well, for starters, I don't sit at the back and snipe, that's just not me. But for seconds, T30 has a good turret and loads of gun depression. So, what I want to be is on the backside of a hill, poke my turret over. Couldn't do this in the Conway because it only has, I think it's 5 degrees of gun depression. That is not even enough to look over a hill, basically, without driving. I'd have to drive all the way up there to the right to get my gun over, and all of those guys on the hill would shoot me back, which means in the Conway, on this game mode, I would have to sit back in those buildings around there and snipe like a little fag, especially like with that TD there somewhere as an E100. And he's got 2 barrel marks as well. Disgraceful. Yeah. Anyway. So I'm losing track again like I normally do. Yeah, so this game mode, almost at 3 barrel marks. So what did I need? I needed damage done, but also assist points. And you can see where our Spick Panzer is. He's not spotting. I'm basically doing all the spotting. Well, can't be doing all of it because I didn't get the assist point for that one. Yeah, so damage plus assist points equals barrel marks basically, and by sitting at the back I'm going to be racking up some damage, but maybe not the assist points required to get that 3rd gun mark. Remember, when you get past your 2nd gun mark, you start going past the people that are just grinding a tank and are possibly not as good as you, and when you hit like 90 odd %, you then start to meet the people that are at a similar barrel mark to you and possibly a similar skill level to you. So that's when you need to start pushing for every single point of damage, every single assist point, because they total up and go towards your barrel marks. So that's why I'm up here at the front in a tier 10 game. Plus T30, love it. Massive gun, a turret and gun depression. 3 of the main things you really need. And again, back to the Conway. Conway has an amazing gun. Being able to pump out 120mm round every 6 seconds with the Conway is amazing, but it's getting into a position where you can do that. The Conway can put out nearly 3 rounds in the time the T30 takes to reload, with every crew skill and cola basically. It's a really long reload on this tank, but it's most definitely a carry tank. Look at that, 780 I think that was, on a tier 10 medium. Yeah, T30, love it. I didn't think I was going to. The stock grind was pretty bad. The 120mm was good, but the T30 with the 120 is just a bad T34 at tier 9. You really need this big gun. It makes such a difference. Right, watch this. Am I going to be able to get the shot? Right, so that's a TD, 1 tier lower. 3/4 of the health gone, 1 shot. It was an above average roll, but not massively above average. If I'd loaded a high explosive round, yeah, I could have one-shot him. I didn't know I was going to see a Borsig though. Anyway, so back to the T30 itself and my barrel marks. Like I said, I wasn't actively going for the barrel marks, but when you get to 2, and then you're going through your games grinding, and you gradually see it go up to 90%, and then it ticks over 90%, and then you're like, screw it. May as well try and 3-mark this tank before I finish my grind. So I did, and here it is. God bless America. Love it. Anyway, I'm pulling back between shots because the enemy's M53, 55 was taking an interest in me. Did manage to get away with just a critical on my track earlier. But I really don't want to lose my hit points. Right, so there's a Jagdpanzer at range. Look at this shot. Boom. Side of a Jagdpanzer. That's no joke, that tank. Anyway, so while I've been talking, not done a huge amount of damage. Only penned 4 shots. But 8 assist ribbons in a tier 10 game. You never know the calibre of the gun really, which got you the assist point, unless you see the actual damage number itself. But again, even when you see the damage number, you may not have been the only one spotting it. It might have been 2 people, which means you share the assist points. Anyway, so game's ticking on. Only 3.5 minutes left. You only get 10 minutes in assault mode. And in a minute, the team are going to start trying to cap. And I was getting a little bit annoyed. Because, you know, well, these guys don't know I'm only out for barrel marks in this game. Yeah. So the video was titled 3 MOEs in the T30, and I don't have it at this point in the video. The actual 3 barrel mark game was a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. I did 3k damage and 3k assist points, so 6k combined. It was enough to get me the last 0.21% I needed to pick up the 3rd mark, and this was the game before. It was a much better result, and kind of a good example of what the T30 can do, even in a tier 10 game. And I would say my average damage in this tank is, in a tier 10 game, is probably better than most of my tier 10s. I'm not ashamed to say that. I just love this tank for some reason. There we go. Oh, it has a pop at me again. We've hit that E5 twice. That is a very, very, very strong frontally armoured tier 10 heavy tank. And I penned him twice. Obviously you've got to be fairly lucky with your accuracy. It's not particularly good on this tank. The aim time's pretty long. Right, this dude's going to get really lucky. Yeah, snap that one away. That was my fault. Didn't really aim that well enough or long enough. But I'm going to get another go at it now. And then you're going to see the limitations of this gun. Right, so he's up there. Slim turret shot. RNG says no. In a tier 10, a tier 9 medium, I would have made that shot. But then I wouldn't have this huge gun. So you can't really have everything, can you? Right, so we've nearly capped out. I'm like, please, just give me some more damage before you cap the game out for the win. Only a minute and a half left. I can't be too upset with them doing it. Normally I'd be gagging for a win, but I just want the damage. But hang on, what a crap roll for my last shot of the game. There we go, victory in the T30, and that got me to 94.79%, and then I made up the rest in the next game. So there we go, 6k damage and over 3k assist, so 9k combined. I think I flick along in a second. Come on, hurry up. I flick to it. There we go. That was 94.79, and then I picked up the 3rd with the next game. Well, there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing the T30. I'm probably going to keep it now because it's got 3 marks on the barrel, and save up the silver for the E4. Anyway, right, cheers, guys. Give it a like if you did, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.